Everybody, Seton Claggett here, today with John Duquette. John is the CEO of Blueseventy, and he has been in the triathlon world for about, since the day, like kind of when he came out of the womb, so when he's probably like 6 months old, he started doing triathlons. So he's been in the industry a long time, he's worked several places, and he is one of the foremost experts in swim within triathlon, and specifically neoprene and swim skins in triathlon. So he's here today. We just did a product training for our staff, and I thought we'd loop him in for everybody to have a chat. So John, couple new suits this year, so let's talk about the line really quick.
Yeah.
So we start the line out with the new 2017 sprint suit.
Yeah, we've got two new suits this year. In the past, we've done a whole range all at the same time, and this year we wanted to focus more on improving two suits at a time instead of trying to rush four to market. So we have a new sprint suit, which is our entry-level suit. It's a great fitting suit, it's a solid suit, and the most appealing thing about the suit for the budget-conscious person is that it's a $200 MSRP, so this is actually a suit that got less expensive this year, which certainly bucks the trend of things going up every year. It's a full suit only. It's pretty much bulletproof, and it'll definitely get you to the finish line, especially if you're a beginning athlete. But the new suit that I'm most excited about is our reaction suit. I would bet that the Blueseventy Reaction is the top-selling wetsuit ever. It's been in our line since 2006. It's always our top-selling suit year to year. I think that nobody else can say they've sold more suits than Blueseventy has of the Reaction. It's always been a really solid suit, very durable, very flexible. This year's version, we really wanted to focus on flexibility. We really felt like there were still gains being made there at that price point. It's a $500 suit. It comes, for the full suit, it comes in the sleeveless version as well. We made two really significant refinements, both in the upper body. More flexible lining, so the lining is actually on par with our Helix suit now. It's easier to put on, swims better, and then we also changed the paneling up in the top of the suit. The longer we do this, the more we learn about how different rubbers and different linings work together with seam lines, and by removing one of the seam lines over the top of the shoulder, it gives a noticeable improvement in flexibility. My other favorite part of the suit is it keeps these side panels, which help. They're thinner rubber on the outside of the suit, which helps the suit get on faster, and also aids in rotation from side to side.
Great. So if you look at this suit, I know you're watching this at home or wherever you're watching this right now on your lovely device. And
hopefully not in your car.
Hopefully not in your car while you're driving. But we're so entertaining that you might be doing that. But anyways, look how, this is really flexible material, and one of the things with all these, any wetsuit brand, that we see is that really affects the wetsuit is how well you put the wetsuit on.
Absolutely.
Right? I mean, if you put a wetsuit on incorrectly, it could be 2 sizes too big. If you put it on wrong, it's going to feel too small. So this is not a Facebook Live event talking about how to put on a wetsuit. We'll do that at a different time. But the biggest tip I want to give everybody is to make sure that the crotch is all the way up into your crotch. So when you do that, the leg, when you put the leg on, the leg might be halfway up your calf, depending on how long your legs are. So completely independent variable where the bottom of the leg sits on your calf. So make sure the crotch is in your crotch, and then also pull up all the extra material up and around your shoulders, and that the armpit is all the way in your armpit. So make sure you put the wetsuit on correctly. Big.
Absolutely nothing more important. Doesn't matter if it's a $200 suit or a $1,000 suit. If you put it on wrong, it's not going to perform.
Yep. Okay, so that's so we have the Sprint, which is new. So if you're out there and you're new to triathlon, you're not sure what you want to do, budget conscious, Sprint is a great option at $200, and then we have the Fusion.
Yep.
Which is how much?
The Fusion is $330. It carries over from last year. It's a great all Yamamoto suit, very durable, very flexible, full suit only. but getting up to the reaction, you get a nicer rubber, a nicer lining. Overall, definitely a higher performing suit.
Okay. One thing I'll just tell you guys all about the Blueseventy brand. It is, for us, it is one of the not one of them. It is the best fitting brand for almost everybody out there. It fits the widest array of people. So if you're looking to a suit and you're looking at some fit issues, I really recommend Blueseventy. Give us a call here at trisports.com. Email us, chat us. We are experts at putting people in wetsuits when they're not here. I'll tell you a little story really quick. I was in New York City once, and I'll try to leave out all the explicitives from this guy, but he was a typical New Yorker. He was a policeman, and we were in a bar, and he found out I was with Trisports. And he's like, "Oh my gosh, you're from Trisports." I wish I had a good New York accent here, but I'll totally blow this. But he was cursing like a sailor at the top of the lungs about how awesome we were because he could not find a place. No one in New York City could fit him to a wetsuit, but he called us, and in one shot we got him the right size wetsuit, and he was the happiest dude in the world. So we are experts at getting people in the right size wetsuit, and we have a very liberal return policy. So if you're not sure, you want to buy two, send one back. That doesn't work. So, anyways, another really cool, exciting thing I want to talk to you about that came out last year is the Thermal Helix.
Yeah, everybody knows the Blueseventy Helix. It's a very storied wetsuit, first out of the water 4 times than any other wetsuit. Always a ton of them at the pro start line and at the age group start line. This suit kind of goes into our company ethos in that we don't make gimmicky things. We're not just going to make a slightly different version of the Helix and then slap a massive price tag on it. We make products that we use. We make very purpose-built products. And that's where the thermal version of the Helix came from. We talk to swimmers, especially every fall. People start calling our office and saying, "Well, I swim outside year-round in Seattle. Lake Washington is 48, 50 degrees, and they're buying the thermal skull cap. They're trying to figure out how to get as warm as they can because they're just committed to swimming outside. Plus, you've got Alcatraz, you've got Norseman, you've got a lot of very cold water events. Not to mention just people who are in the water a long time, say for an Ironman or an Ultraman. If you're swimming for 90 minutes, 2 hours, 3 hours, you're going to get cold. Water's cold. So we actually took the lining from our thermal skull cap and put it all throughout a Helix suit. So this is the same high-quality Yamamoto Aerodome, Yamamoto 39 and 40 cell. But instead of having our normal Ultra Flex lining, this is a insulating lining that actually traps water, and then your body heat warms the water, and it's about 20% warmer than a normal wetsuit lining, certainly 20% warmer than our normal Helix. So it's not a suit for everybody, but Satan was telling me earlier today he swam Alcatraz in it last year, and he was, what was your word? Comfortable?
It was warm. Like, not many people swim Alcatraz and say I was warm. It was warm. This is no gimmick. Like, if they say 20%, I always put that on the low end of being warm. So if you're one of those people that's like, I get cold when I swim, or I'm doing, Coeur d'Alene is another really cold race, and you're concerned about the cold water, this is the suit. This is the only suit that if you're really concerned about cold water, it is a warmer suit, period. So.
Yeah, it's something we're really proud of.
So not only is it warmer, though, I also want to point out that it's still really flexible.
Yeah,
so they didn't really sacrifice a lot of flexibility, if any, with the...
The stretch rating on this lining from Yamamoto is comparable to the one that we're already using in the Helix. It gets slightly heavier than a normal Helix because this does soak up water, but we were first out of the water in Alcatraz in this suit, so it's obviously not slowing anybody down.
Cool. So talking about the Helix, let's talk about the mean machine, the Helix, real quick. And so the Helix, this is Blueseventy's top end suit. So customers call us all the time, and a lot of them, a lot of our customers, they want to know the warmest suit. They want to know the suit that's going to fit them best. But by and large, the biggest question we get is which suit is going to be the fastest. And by and large, we will point our customers to this suit most of the time, depending on your dimensions. Some suits might fit a little bit better, but this is a go-to speed machine. So tell us about it.
Yeah. So there's a lot of things going on with the suit. There's 3 different materials. We consider this the ultimate swimmer suit. There's a lot of different philosophies on wetsuit construction, on where the buoyancy should be placed, on how the catch panels being inside the forearm should be constructed. And what we did, being an office full of swimmers, we have 2 D1 swimmers in our office. We want to make suits for people who are swimmers at heart. So the buoyancy profile of the suit is neutral, meaning the legs and the chest have equal amounts of buoyancy. There's not a greater focus of buoyancy in the lower body, which can throw a swimmer off. The arms are the thinnest arms that you can get. They can't cut rubber any thinner than 1 millimeter. So 1 millimeter arms, and then the catch panel is actually material stolen from our competition swim line. It's an ultra thin material that's still fully waterproof. The thinking is that you can feel the water while you swim in the suit. The thing that made the Helix famous from the beginning was the intricate Helix panels that go through the shoulder and help the shoulder and the arm disconnect from the rest of the suit. We've also improved the side panels, just like the Reaction. We have a much thinner panel of rubber on the outside of the suit to make the suit easier to put on. This one maps your body, where the Reaction is just kind of a vertical line. This one actually maps your body. It gets wider at the glute. It narrows down at the knee. We did a lot of testing, and we had a lot of problems with the outside of the knee with that panel, so it actually goes away for a couple inches there and then picks up again at the bottom of the suit to make the suit easier to take off. One of the really great features of this suit is the reverse zipper. And when I say reverse, I mean it goes from top to bottom. And what that does is it eliminates that hard zipper buckle being at the top by zipping it down, which I can't do on the spot. By putting the zipper buckle at the bottom, we can make for a much, much thinner neck because we don't have to build a garage around the zipper. If you look at the Fusion, for example, the Reaction being the same way, there's a lot going on here. There's a lot of Velcro, there's a lot of rubber to protect that zipper both from rubbing up against the back of your neck and from having it exposed to other people. Grabbing it, by putting the zipper buckle at the bottom, you can see the neck of the Helix is much, much thinner. People sometimes struggle to zip it up on their own. It can be done. One of the big secrets is to not just throw your arms out to the side, but to put your arms straight up above your head and then bend your elbows, and that keeps you narrower and puts less pressure on your shoulders to make it easier to zip up.
Cool. So we have a whole wetsuit line. Do you guys have anything fun coming out, like prototyping that you can talk about, or no?
Well, we were talking about swim skins. We are the inventor of the swim skin, and we're always kind of geeking out about that. The WTC quietly changed their rules last year to allow for short sleeve swim skins without really telling anybody. So we were looking at pictures of some pros coming out, I think at Texas, and you could see their short sleeve tri-suit and then their swim skin over the top, which strikes us as not incredibly hydrodynamic. So we've been working really hard on a short sleeve version of the PZ4, which we will have available mid-summer. A lot of testing went into it. A lot of athletes all over the world swam in several versions of this suit. And rather than just throw something on the market last year before Kona, we worked really hard to get it right. We did have, I can't remember, 10 pros maybe in Kona in this version of the suit, and they all gave it the thumbs up. So look for this later this summer. If you race in a short sleeve tri-suit, this would definitely be the swim skin you want to go with.
Cool. So I think one thing when you look at products as a consumer, you forget how much time goes into developing these products. When you guys come out with a new product, you guys are really obviously picky. That's why you guys have such high quality stuff. But the process is long. It's not like, hey, we're going to make a sleeve suit and it's going to be out next week, right? I mean,
we do a lot of testing, and I think sometimes our suppliers get a little bit frustrated because they might come to us and say, this fabric or this lining, this is the way to go. And we'll say, okay, well, let's make a sample and test it. We're not just going to take their word for it. We put a lot of time into it, and almost to a fault, really study how it works, get it. Once again, great swimmers in our office, but that's just one office. So we have our stable of pros where we ship product all over the world to have them test it out before we go to market with it.
Cool. Have any questions on there?
No questions. Thanks everyone for tuning in.
Cool. Anything else, John?
No, I'm just happy to be in sunny Tucson and away from rainy Seattle.
All right. Thanks everybody for joining us. If you have any questions, ping them on there and we'll get back to you. Once again, follow Trisports on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and Blueseventy on all those channels as well.
You bet. And now Snapchat.
And now Snapchat. and who knows what will be next, right? All right, take care.